I basically disappeared off the face of YouTube for a couple of weeks here, completely unintentional. I ended up getting really sick with a kidney stone. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know everything that has been going on in our life. And yeah, you should follow me there because that is where I update the most. But it has been crazy. It has been, it's been a crazy forever. It's just been crazy. And so, I got sick. I got a kidney stone, which if you've ever had a kidney stone, I feel for you. They're like the worst thing ever. I had all 5 of my kids naturally, and the kidney stone was way worse than labor. Way worse than labor. And even just the recovery time, it takes so much longer to recover than I thought it would. But I also got a secondary infection on top of it, so I ended up having to go to the ER twice in about, 48 hours, yeah. And it just so happened that my husband was away on a business trip. So he was here when I first had to go to the hospital because I didn't know what was going on. I never had a kidney stone before. So thankfully he was here, was able to take me to the hospital for that. But then when I spiked a really high fever, I had to go back to the ER and my neighbor had to take me and her husband stayed here with the kids because it was already basically like, I think it was like 8 o'clock. It was already their bedtime. I mean, I was already getting ready to put the boys to bed. And I was like, I'm just really, really not feeling well. What is going on? And so I took my temperature and I was like, oh, great. So I called like the doctor line and they were like, sorry, I was like, can I wait till tomorrow to go to urgent care or something? And they were like, no, you have to just, because it was a Friday night. They're like, you have to just go to the ER. I'm sorry. Because, these types of things, like especially if it's a blood infection, can really go through your body very quickly. So it's crazy. So I ended up, I just kind of assumed that would be kind of straightforward, that I would just go there and they'd be like, oh, you have an infection, let's give you some antibiotics. But I was there until 2:30 in the morning. It took a very long time. And basically my nurse forgot about me. And so the doctor apologized and the like charge nurse had to like pick up the slack and ended up, you can actually see my bruise still. It's going away now. This was 2 weeks ago. She messed up my IV so badly. It was, and like, she was like dripping the blood out. Oh my God, it was so gross. I don't even understand what she was doing and how it was hygienic and how like no one followed up after her and like cleaned up. It was really gross. I don't even understand. I've had lots of IVs in my life. I've never bled profusely from an IV. It was crazy. So, anyway, finally got home at 2:30 in the morning, was absolutely beat for days. I felt terrible. Yeah, it was just miserable. And even now, it's almost 2 weeks. I guess by the time you're watching this, it will have been 2 weeks since the kidney stone. And I don't have my energy back. I'm still really tired. I'm still, just not me 100% yet. Thankfully, a lot of like the achiness and the pain and all that kind of stuff is gone. So that's good. But that is the main reason why I have not filmed a video. I obviously couldn't that week, and then even after that I just didn't feel up to it. And like I said, my husband was away. It was just me and the kids here, and it was really hard. It was really, really hard. So I'm trying to get back at it, and I thought I would just do kind of just a little quick update to let you guys know what has been going on and why I have been absent. But like I said, make sure you follow me over on Instagram because that's where I post kind of all the time. But Gregory had his follow-up colonoscopy and endoscopies just this week. And I'm not sure if I explained that on here or not, but his doctor moved it up. It was supposed to be at the end of October, moved it up to September because he was kind of having a bunch of symptoms that were not good, I guess you would say. And so she wanted to move it up just to make sure that the medicine was working and his inflammation was going down and all of that. And the good news is that throughout his colon and his stomach and the small intestine that they can see through the scopes, everything looks normal, which is amazing because last time in April, his colon was really bad. He had like a really bad patch of inflammation, and sores and whatever it's called. And so there's none of that. It looks completely normal. He did, however, have some, esophagitis in his esophagus, which is like an inflammation. And she said she can't tell just by looking at it exactly what it's being caused by. It could be caused by the Crohn's disease, or it could be like a bacterial or a viral something or other. And so we should have those biopsies back in about a week, and then she'll be able to kind of know what we can do to treat that. If it is just the Crohn's, I don't know what they can do because well, because he has Crohn's disease and then he also has the 2 liver diseases, his medications all have to kind of work together to treat all the different things. So I'm not quite sure how all that works, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But he's doing really well. Like today and yesterday, he's been doing really well. He had lots of hard days about a week or so ago, which is always stressful. Like as the mom, I just never know, as his mom, I just never know if we're going to end up in the ER or what is going to happen. It's all just very uncertain with autoimmune diseases, and he has 3. So it's just very uncertain. And yeah, I don't know. I think I've just been carrying a lot of stress this month just because his symptoms were coming back and he wasn't really feeling very well a lot of days. And then obviously then I got sick, and then my husband was traveling for work, and we've had a lot of projects going on around the house. So we've had like repairmen here. We had a landscaper here doing tons and tons of work. We've just had a lot of stuff going on. So I kind of felt like even when I was like home, I didn't feel like I could rest, because it was like the landscaper would be like, hey, can I ask you this? Can I ask you that? Or if there are people in my house, like it felt really uncomfortable. I'm a very private person, and I really don't like people in my house unless I've like invited them. Then I'm very happy to have you here. But I don't know. I just have issues. But we hired cleaners to come and do like a deep cleaning of the house. And so I guess what I've realized is that my house is very tidy, but it is not necessarily clean. And it's not always very tidy. But I mean, if I'm putting in an effort to make sure it's clean, like it's very tidy, but that doesn't mean it's like perfectly clean. And so they deep cleaned everything. And yeah, so now it's just, yeah, great. It's just very, very clean. Anyway, yeah, so this month has been crazy. It has been very, like, the fact that I was down and out for over a week is, like, not the norm here. Like, if I get sick, I get bronchitis. I tend to get bronchitis, and I still can kind of keep going. The last time I was kind of down and out was when I had the flu several years ago, and I was really sick. But this time it was like, oh, it was terrible. So, worse than the flu for sure. But anyway, but obviously I'm doing better now, and I am planning on getting out a bunch of new videos for you guys this month. So if you're new to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe. And like I said, follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post very regularly every day, at least once a day. I like Instagram. I like posting on Instagram. So make sure you follow me over there. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a great day.